Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Sodor. He's a cheeky little engine with 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome.
Hello everybody, Thomas Mini's Life here, and look at this. We have made it to the 80th anniversary of the Railway Series, or Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm genuinely shocked that we made it this far to the 80th anniversary. When the 75th anniversary was happening and the Royal Engine came out, I genuinely thought that we weren't gonna get, this far. I was like, oh, that's probably gonna be the end of Thomas, but obviously life has its own surprises, and we're here, May 12th, 2025, and we're here. It's the 80th anniversary. I'm still in so much shock with what we've gotten for this 80th anniversary. We've gotten so much cool merchandise that will be coming soon. I believe they come on, as of recording, they come June 1st to the United States. We've gotten that. We've gotten the Down the Mine pilot, which that genuinely still shocks me that we live in a reality where the Down the Mine pilot is just available on youtube.com, it's available on YouTube to watch. It's so crazy. We got the whole pilot. Other brands have been doing stuff. We got like Day Out with Thomas. That's still been going on. I think I'm going to be going in June. We've gotten tons of new collabs. We've gotten that Train Sim World 5 thing. And all that other stuff. All the good stuff that we've done. And in this video, I wanted to share some perspectives on people who are in the fandom and people who aren't in the fandom as much as, some other people are. In this video, you'll get to hear some of my friends' views on the Thomas brand and overall it turning 80 years old this year. So, without further ado, I'll let them take over the talking for now.
Hello everybody, my name is Mark. My name is Salad. I voice Oliver, I voice Ryan, I voice Stepney, I voice Ginty, I voice Salty, and I voice Peterson. Salty is a pirate man. I love her. Yarg. Anyway, I may have not been a part of this community a lot, but that does not mean that, I can't celebrate his birthday. I can't put on my funny little, potty popper and go, doesn't mean I can't do that. It is quite impressive, and in my eyes, very great, that Thomas is 80 years old. I did not expect this at all. When I first saw Thomas as a 4-year-old kid, I thought that he was just a cool train. No dummy less, no dummy more. And I thought it would pass on, unfortunately. However, I'm glad that I have been proven wrong by the community and also by little children who play with the tiny toys. Yeah, I don't have really much to say about this. Happy birthday. Thanks, Thomas, for being a part of my life. 0.2 seconds? Either way, thank you.
Hello there, my name is Shealin. I'm a part of the Thomas series made by Aiden, and I voice everybody's favorite woman engine, Nia. Yeah. So one of the main reasons I picked voicing an Aiden series is he's one of my really good friends, and I know how passionate he is about Thomas. Even though personally I don't know as much about the Thomas franchise, I still find it to be a really fun experience, and I really like to know more about the characters and their diverse personalities and depth. I just find them really interesting, and it's just honestly a really cute and fun experience for me. I personally think Thomas is pretty goated. He wasn't all that much a part of my childhood, but I personally love how Thomas can make people feel special in their own unique way. and how much it's done for the voice actors of this series and how much it'll continue to do for fans of this franchise. So, thank you, Thomas, and goodbye.
Hello there, everyone. I'm North, aka Old Squirrel Studios on YouTube. I voice Edward, and I voice Godred in Thomas and Friends the series. Well, we'll be voicing Edward. But, anyway, I've been asked the question, what makes Thomas important to me, and what significance it's brought me. And, honestly, what makes Thomas the Tank Engine significant, or, important, I suppose, is really some of the people that are involved. There is always a level of passion when it comes to the newest Thomas release or whatever. Unless you count those. But there's always a certain level of passion. Always someone who cares. And then that translates well into fan content as well. I can name multiple YouTubers who put in lots of effort into their content. For example, this channel, Thomas Mini's Life. Piston Pictures does a lot of work. Train Boy, Lucky Tug, I guess you could say. Just some random names off the top of my head. But there's always a level of passion in any fan content, or even when it comes to the official stuff. Sometimes it gets a little bland, yes. However, it's not always. And then, you could look at the merch, for example. The amount of customs I've seen in, Trackmaster, Wooden, Double O, it's wonderful what this little blue tank engine has brought to inspire these people. And that's one big reason I do find Thomas very close. You could also look at any sort of range, especially from the 2000s era, 2000 to I want to say maybe 2013, maybe 2012. You could look at any of that merch and see that there's always a level of quality put into it. And I'm not saying that the newer stuff isn't. As you've seen, there's plenty of good merch coming soon. And then you could look at any fan content, literally any. You could look on this channel, I suppose, and you'll see what this little blue tank engine and that franchise has done. It's inspired these people to make these wonderful things just from a little talking blue train. And the fact that if Thomas, wasn't really a thing, I probably wouldn't know half the people that I know now. There's that as well. And that's kind of what makes Thomas significant to me. While there is some other things that I find significant as well, I would not be able to fit them all under 5 minutes. But overall, this little blue train has done so much for some people, and has gotten so many people through so many things, and I can't thank Thomas enough for it. Thank you, Thomas.
Hello everyone, I am Bruno. I am the voice actor for Bruno himself in Thomas Friends the series, as well as Neil and Frank, the Diesel. We finally made it to the 80th, and I'm so happy to be here, celebrating with all my friends. I've watched Thomas since the Nitrogen era. I've been a fan since then. My first exposure to it was Dave the Diesels. I love that movie. Thomas is very special to me, as it's a place where I can go to feel safe and happy. Thomas is how I met many of my close friends, like Tim himself, and I'm very happy about where I am now. So thank you, Thomas, for everything. For our childhood, where I could feel happy, for our friends I like. Thank you.
And yeah, that's basically been all the people who were interviewed for this. I want to quickly thank everyone for, actually being able to do this. I genuinely thought that this was gonna fail miserably, but proved me wrong, you know? Now I do want to give my 2 cents on this series. A lot of people have said, you know, that Thomas has meant a lot to them in the sense of where it's an escape, and I do agree. It is an escape from reality. It allows you to expand your creativity. Wow, I just made that rhyme. It allows you to be creative and meet people of similar interest. I know for a fact, if I wasn't in this fandom, I wouldn't know half the people online, you know? I wouldn't have an awesome voice team. I wouldn't have as many friends as I had. And I honestly probably wouldn't be where I am today. I definitely would have been a different person had I not been a part of the Thomas fandom, you know? And I think this goes for a lot of people. A lot of people wouldn't be where they are today because of this little blue tank engine. As much as this fandom can sometimes be divided, I think we can all come together and say that because of the Reverend's creation, because of Brit's passion, and the overall stories that they've created, we have definitely come together as a fandom, and we have made something special, you know? Yeah, no, honestly, Thomas has gotten me through a lot. It's gotten me through a lot of hard times, especially in recent years, and I'm happy to say that it is an honor to be a part of the 80th anniversary this year, you know? A lot of my friends, I know they've got stuff planned. I think North has something planned. I think Purple Train Pictures might have something. I could be wrong. Paul Lynch, I know he has something. I'm not too sure about Piston Pictures. Engines of Roblox, I know he has something planned, of which I might be in. Who knows? And of course, you're watching this video, and I have, I think, like 2 or 3 other videos that are planned to come out the same day, so keep your eyes open for them if they're not already out. Overall, I just want to say thank you to the Reverend Audrey, Britt Allcroft, and anyone who's been a part of the Thomas community or Thomas as a whole. Even the little things that the people on the show have made, whether you animated a piece of grass or whether you made the props, wrote the scripts, were the cameraman, you equally contributed to Thomas, and it's just amazing that we are here, you know? Thomas doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon, and I'm happy to say that I will still be here for the ride wherever Thomas takes us. So I think that's how we'll wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the 80th anniversary of Thomas Friends. Thank you, Thomas, and I'll see you on the next one.